of the United States has asked for a very urgent meeting to talk to Modi. This meeting you are seeing was not planned at all. Time was sought within a day and it was finalized between India and the United States. Rajnath Singh ji and Jaishankar ji are doing another meeting in India at the moment. But overlapping that, this meeting was held urgently. The biggest problem is that the whole world uses the US dollar as a weapon. Imposing different types of sanctions against Russia and getting this issue in UNHRC caused the matter to worsen. Regarding the meeting that has been finalized with the Prime Minister of India, US says that they are doing this for Ukraine also because the global supply has worsened because of Russia as per US. Then India also issued a similar press release but did not even wrote the name of Ukraine anywhere. Like the Ministry of External Affairs, there is a mention of this meeting in the press release issued, but it has been clearly said that only those global issues in which there would be a mutual interest, that is, in which India will get benefit and India would want to talk about, would be discussed only. Clearly, India neither took the name of Ukraine nor the name of Russia, nor has given consent to this given statement. Everyone knows that where India's stand is. But now, how much trouble would be there for USA? America's weapon export has fallen a lot. It has fallen about 21%, and only $138 billion endured. It means 140,80,000 crore rupees, which has 16 zeros in it. Weapons of so much worth were exported from US, which is currently in danger. The problem is that America's biggest export market is Saudi Arabia, and Russia's biggest export market is India. Not only Russia, but France and Israel's biggest importer of weapons is India. This is really a quite big market. Saudi imports a lot from the US side, but India does not get that much. The part of Russia's export to India is not only on US target, but Russia is also targeting America's allies like Saudi Arabia. A few days ago, this news was spread in US and US public got frantic that Saudi and UAE are not responding. They are not even picking up the calls of the US president, and the reason behind this is that US is doing inside Saudi's Yemen. The problem here is that to import weapons from America means to take trouble. They interfere completely by imposing rules like when and where these weapons could be used. Otherwise, they would impose sanctions over them. There is small difference between the quality of weapons of America and the weapons of Russia. Some of them are better than the other and vice versa. But Russia never imposes sanctions, creating disturbance in the foreign policies, as well as Russian weapons come at 1/4 cost of American weapons. Similarly, the export of weapons is so important for USA because US does not export much. In today's time, America's market is falling from each side. Here you can see that the US has a trade deficit, that is export minus import, which is going downhill. America exports less, imports more, and the whole $90 billion has been reached every month. Some of you may know that there was a time in India when each daily product that came from America was seen admirably in India. There was a large consumption of it, which now almost ended. Now, to meet the reduction in the consumption of oil and soap, the export of weapons remains in the top list of America. But since 2014, there came a big change inside India. India started increasing the export of weapons, which increased up to 6-fold. The old governments which were working very loosely, those who sometimes did not even test missiles properly, running from US, but after 2014, suddenly the situation changed. Before 2014, India used to export a little bit of small bomb cartridges. The export was about 2,000 crores. But the Modi government increased it by 6-fold as soon as it came in power, and in the coming time, it's going to increase it even more. There are two interests here. Firstly, that India can supply as many arms as possible, and second is that common supply of rush that goes to India can break it as much as possible. And the third equation that is being formed is very dangerous, that India should not start supplying defense to US's top partner, which is to Saudi Arabia. In the fight between US and Russia, it may happen that India and Saudi Arabia start collaborating together. The market of US and Russia would get affected by this. India largely depends on oil and Saudi Arabia has a dependence of weapons and army. Concluding that it can be very beneficial for both of them because of these countries are too closely located. Within a year, the Modi government not only increased exports by 6 times, but the data of the last 4 years says that weapons that India used to import from other countries also reduced a lot. From 2017 to 2021, there has been a decline of 21% in imports of goods in India from outside, making the self-reliant India is such a big initiative, after which import of goods went down drastically and where goods started manufacturing in India. Till today, if a country has a meeting with US, it used to be very proud, but today the situation is that US is very much ready to meet the Prime Minister of India. Lastly, it has to happen before 2014. No one knew that India would progress in such a way that it will keep an independent stand between such developed countries. But it had to happen, and here we are to witness it. So, give us your views on this in the comment section, and if you appreciate our content, please hit the like button, subscribe and share with your friends. We will meet soon in a new video. Thank you. Jai Hind.